This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to show 263 Aussie Mac Zone. Zarn, how are you?
Fantastic, Michael. How are you?
Very, very good. Thank you. Busy weekend. Very good.
Yes, very busy.
Tonight we are brought to you by startnewcompany.com.au and AussieTechRadio.com. Now, our Aussie Apple ramblings this week. iPhone triumphs over local rivals on record Chinese shopping day. Cultamac reports the iPhone, talking away, aren't I? The iPhone outsold Chinese rivals on Alibaba platforms during Chinese Singles Day on November 11. Now, Singles Day is a holiday. I don't know whether it's a holiday, but Singles Day is in which people not in a relationship buy themselves gifts. Alibaba's figures don't reveal which iPhones sold in highest quantities during the 24-hour event or exactly how many units were sold. However, they reveal that Apple managed to beat out Huawei in second place, followed by Xiaomi in third place. Samsung, which is often considered Apple's biggest mobile rival, struggled into eighth place. The brand has been weak in China for a while now. That's a big drop, isn't it? Eighth place. That's
huge.
Pretty amazing. Now, it is a positive sign for Apple because normally Xiaomi or Huawei has been the top brand, but Neil Shah, research director at Counterpoint Research, told CNBC, this shows the Chinese smartphone users are maturing fast and they are looking to buy more high-end devices, which is a good sign not only for Apple, but other brands.
Except for Samsung, it seems.
Apple has struggled in China as of late, although recent quarters show that it is recovering. In the most recent financial quarter, which ended in September, Apple's Greater China revenues increased 16% year over year. So that's pretty cool. That's a big, and we're talking like billions of dollars. I think there was something like $8 billion spent in the first 20 minutes of this Singles Day sales. Like we're talking mega bucks.
That's crazy. Singles Day.
Singles Day.
And it's a public holiday over there, is it?
I don't know whether it's a holiday or not, but it's definitely like what they call Black Friday in America, where
they had Black
it's just
Friday.
A big sales day. Yeah.
They had Black Friday sales on, was it last Friday on Xbox?
Oh, yeah, but they're going for ages now. They used to be just one day, and now they go for ages.
All weekend. You could buy like their GTA cards and all that sort of stuff, and real cheap.
And like even the what's Best Buy over there had the Apple HomePod.
Yep.
For $100 off.
Wow.
Not just $20 or $40, which is what we're probably used to, but $100 off.
We should have bought some.
Now, anybody want to be on the show as a guest, please just drop us a line. Michael at AussieMacZone.com. Zarn at AussieMacZone.com. They'll all get to us.
It will.
Now, because I've got a very mixed range of stories tonight.
Yeah, some cool stories.
Swift Playgrounds for iPad adds improved third-party content integration and more. MacRumors.com reports Apple has updated its Swift Playgrounds app with a handful of enhancements. Today's update is the first to come to the app since April and includes improvements to third-party content integration, touch interactions, and more. Pardon me. Apple explains that today's update makes it easier to discover and download content from third parties directly within the Swift Playgrounds app. The ability to access content from third parties was originally introduced earlier this year, and it allows users to subscribe to Playgrounds. You right there?
I'm okay.
What was that?
I don't know. It came from downstairs.
Oh, must have been the speaker falling off the TV again.
Oh, okay.
Pardon our background there.
Wow.
I'm guessing that's what it was. Hope it wasn't the TV as well. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. The ability to access content from third parties was originally introduced earlier this year, and it allows users to subscribe to playgrounds from other creators. Elsewhere, today's update includes improvements to touch gestures, with Apple saying selecting code is more precise and easy to use. The what's next suggestion are also more powerful with today's update, Apple says. The changelog for the update to Swift Playgrounds is third-party content is easier to discover and download for free within the app. Touch gestures for selecting code more precise and easier to use. What's next is smarter about suggestions for new playgrounds for you to try. On-screen keyboard shows and hides more predictably, and additional bug fixes and performance improvements. Now, a reminder this week, pardon me, we are brought to you by startnewcompany.com.au. Now, we've talked about this before. This is for when you want to start your own company. You've come up with a great idea and you want to get it underway, startnewcompany.com.au. They'll get you all the paperwork, everything sorted, get your company registered with the ACCC, or ASIC, sorry, ASIC.
Yeah,
and and get it all sorted, get you registered, get all your documentation. It's surprising what you need, and teaches you, also explains how to keep it up to date, because you've got to do things every year with a registered company.
That's right. And it's all for the low price at the moment of $528, which is a bargain.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Now, Volkswagen owners.
Yeah, this is cool.
Volkswagen owners can use Siri shortcuts to unlock their car. Engadget tells us you can also set the temperature, start the defroster using your voice. If you're a Volkswagen driver, you now have another way to lock and unlock your car. Start and stop electric charging, and check your remaining estimated mileage. That's because VW has added Siri integration into its CarNet app. You can also use Siri to turn on alarms, start the defroster, set the temperature, remind yourself where you parked. You might opt to set up routines using the voice assistant, a feature that arrived with iOS 12. So you could say, ask Siri to warm up the car, defrost the windshield, pardon me, and top up the battery charge with a single command before you step out for that chilly morning.
That's so cool.
Oh, no, it'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like just to unlock your car, like with Siri, would be fantastic. Like you could just, call her up and, say, "Hey Siri," and no, phone, stop. Hang on a second. Just like that, see?
Yeah. You have to change the wording. So VW does charge a monthly subscription fee for CarNet. However, so you won't get those Siri commands for free. Still, this update deepens VW's ties with the voice assistants. It has already added Amazon Alexa to its cars. Now, I know a couple of months ago, one of the Alexa engineer guys who's got a Tesla set it up so he could say, bring the car out the front, and that'd open the garage door, reverse the car, make it park out the front, get it warm, blah, blah, blah.
See, that's fantastic. I'd like it to say, all right, you're going to do all that now. I'm just going to jump in, have a nap.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Drop me off at work.
Wake me when I get there.
That's right.
Apple confirms its T2 its T2 chip will block some third-party repairs. The Next Web is reporting Apple has confirmed that its new security chip T2, which it uses among others in MacBooks launched this year, will prevent third-party repairs to some degree. Responding to a query from The Verge, the company verified that parts like the logic board and Touch ID components for the new MacBooks can't be replaced by a third-party repair shop. And so you'll have to visit an authorised Apple service centre to get your laptops fixed. However, it didn't confirm if this extends to last year's iMac Pro, the T2 chip's first host. The new chip's job is to make the boot process and Touch ID more secure, so it makes sense that Apple is preventing unauthorized shops from replacing critical parts. However, it's unclear if the T2 chip also restricts replacements for more common parts, like the display or a speaker or a keyboard. Now, I can pretty much say 100% at the moment that that's T2 chip's not going to stop you getting a second-hand speaker and putting it in.
Yeah.
Right. It's to do with making sure the logic board and the fingerprint reader they have to be done as a pair always to keep the security level correct, and even to the point where when it's actually doing the check, you can actually turn all of that off if you're going to run Linux, for example, instead of the Apple operating system, but you won't have any of the security features. And it's basically to stop people putting dodgy readers in and then start using your Apple Pay to pay for things. That's basically what it's there for. So, so have you got any stories, Zarn? Anything you want to bring up tonight?
I do, actually. In the next few weeks, we're going to be changing our theme song. And thanks to Worst Critic from Western Australia, also known as Timothy Elks, he's a composer, DJ, originally from here, now over in Western Australia. I've been listening to some of the finished stuff he's been doing for us for the intro for the show, and hopefully we'll have that all up and running in the next few weeks for the listeners and watchers and everyone like that that we have here and let us know what they think of the new sound. I really dig it. It's very computery and it's got lots of cool, little tweak sounds here and there, and I'm not going to give it all away, but the ending's pretty special as well. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So we'd just like to, thank Timothy Elks for working on that.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
If anyone's interested, look up Worst Critic. I think he's on Apple Music. I also a few different things. He's also on. I'm trying to plug him and I can't remember.
Well, you can do it again next week. That's cool.
Yeah, well, I'll get all the info on where you can find his music, and I will let you all know next week because I'm a hopeless friend. And anyway, if you just Google Worst Critic, you'll find some of his stuff. He's a great DJ, he's a great composer and producer. So that's my news for this week.
Excellent. Now, 50 countries vow to fight cybercrime, but US and Russia and China don't. Now, from apnews.com, 50 nations and over 150 tech companies pledged Monday to do more to fight criminal activity on the internet, including interference in elections and hate speech. But the United States, Russia and China are not among them. The group of governments and companies pledged in a document entitled The Paris Call for Trust and Security in Cyberspace to work together to prevent malicious activities like online censorship and the theft of trade secrets. The push is supported by EU countries, Japan, Canada, as well as tech giants, Facebook, Google and Microsoft, among others. It will happen in the early part of next year, and the goal is to elaborate precise, concrete joint proposals about the fight against hate speech and offensive content, the French Prime Minister Macron said. Now, I couldn't get a list of the countries or the companies, so I don't know whether Apple or Australia did or didn't sign up. So, but I'd just like to tell you that what's happening, and I think it's a necessity, especially making sure elections aren't tampered with, for example.
Yeah.
Now, also this week, we're brought to you by our old friends Aussie Tech Radio at aussietechradio.com. And as we've discussed previously, you can just have it playing in the background. You'll always pick something up because your brain's like that. It'll just hear things in the background and go, oh, that's interesting. I'll just do that next time I'm doing something. So, yeah, please have a listen, aussietechradio.com, and enjoy it.
Excellent.
Optus announces 43 new mobile towers for South Australia. Further to ZD Net's story last week, Optus will be lighting up 43 new mobile sites across South Australia by March 2019 under a $23.6 million investment. The telco has announced. The sites listed by Optus, now I'm going to muck up some names here, but we've got Adelaide Airport, Adelaide Oval, Elizabeth Station, the CBD West, Mount Gambier CBD, Mount Gambier Northeast, Tanunda CBD North, Nepean Bay West, Everard Park, Two Wells Central, Woodchester, Nuratopa Township, Ashfield, Oaklands Park, Avoca Dell, and Georgetown. Now, it will also build new towers at Allendinga Foreshore, Gawler Central, Port Paham, Yongala, Butte, Kaduna Township, Scott Creek, Birkenhead, Kundla, Stirling North, Cadell, Kongwira, Caven North, Marble Hill, Snowtown, Cook Plains, Seppeltsfield, Cockatoo Valley, and Tintana East. Now, it's important for the people that live there. So that's why we just want to let them know. Under the federal government's Mobile Black Spots program, Optus will additionally be building out mobile sites across Farm Beach, Wolseley, Puntabi, Wainaka, Yarl, Seven Hill, and Mindari in South Australia. Now, we want customers to have a choice when selecting their network carrier, which is why we invested in over 70 new sites across South Australia in the last 12 months, with more than 40 set to come online over the next 4 months, Optus CEO Alan Liu said. Good on them.
Excellent.
9 to 5 Mac gives us this great story. This is how I found it. Apple celebrates voiceover success with a story of a blind veteran surfer.
Yep.
Apple recently said that its accessibility feature, voiceover, is helping more blind people to read than any competing system. More people in the blind community now use voiceover than any other mobile screen reading software combined. As an illustration of the power of the technology to assist blind and partially sighted customers, Apple tells the story of Scott Leeson, a blind veteran who regularly surfs off San Diego's Mission Beach. Scott is an early riser. By 5:30 a.m., he's checked his mail, social media, the news and the weather. He's reviewed the day's surf reports via the Surfline app on his iPhone XR, prepping for the day's ride. Before the sun rises on his particular Friday, he's geared up and ready to go for his session at Mission Beach Aquatic Centre in San Diego, where he'll surf Mission Beach. And he experiences it all without seeing.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
Apple says that Leeson was blinded when shot by a robber, but was helped by training from the US Department of Veteran Affairs Blind Rehabilitation Centre and Apple Tech. The accessible mobile computer technology was still nascent in 2009, but Apple's iOS was quickly becoming a user favourite. In 2012, Leeson received his first iPhone, the iPhone 5, and training from the blind rehabilitation at a Veteran Affairs Medical Centre in Long Beach. It's also a lot easier to navigate with a phone, Leeson says. I think a lot of the visually impaired prefer the iPhone because they can do everything on it, and VoiceOver works pretty damn good.
Excellent.
Now, one of Leeson's surfing instructors said he was amazed at what the vet could do with his phone. The first time he got an iPhone and learned how to use VoiceOver, I asked him to show it to me because you just see him there tapping the screen and made no sense. And you were just getting this flurry of tapping and these words coming out of the phone really, really fast. But Paul Lang says, and when he showed me all the stuff he could do with it, just blew my mind that he had learned how to interact with it to get out of, and what he could get out of it. He's no different from anybody else. He's just sitting in the corner over there getting caught up on his phone or listening to music, reading and sending text messages. Listen, which is what, get off the phone.
I know. I'm on my right now.
Yeah. Leeson himself says he can sum up the impact of the iPhone in his life in one word. I'm independent, he says.
That's fantastic.
That's the best way to describe the iPhone.
So
independence.
Cool. Yeah.
Now, the American Foundation for the Blind honoured Apple for VoiceOver back in 2015, with Apple showcasing apps that take advantage of the feature. Facebook is one such that the app using AI and VoiceOver to describe the contents of photos to blind users. And Leeson's not alone in describing Apple's accessibility tech as life-changing. So thank you, Apple.
Yeah.
It's very important. Yeah.
It's so good. These Apple's leaps and bounds and just really put their all into helping people with disabilities overcome them, and be independent. And I'm so proud just to be a part of that, even though we're, an offshoot of an offshoot of an offshoot, we have nothing really to do with them except for we like their product.
That's right.
And it's still fantastic. It really is.
Yeah, I was hoping Garth was going to be on tonight and he could tell us even more about the accessibility, but he'll be on again, I think, next week. So now,
before we go anywhere, before the news, actually, while we were doing all this, I messaged Timothy on our live feed here on Facebook, and he got back to me because he's a lot better than I am at this stuff. He's the better friend. So he says, you can get his music at iTunes, Beatport, Spotify, Amazon, Juno, SoundCloud, and Apple Music.
Okay.
And that is in the comments to our show here on Facebook. So anyone that's on Facebook that wanted to know, it's right there in the comments. You can find him. Remember, it's Worst Critic. So
cool.
And check him out. He's great. That's it. We'll also, put that in our notes and all that sort of stuff as well for him. So, all right, great.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to remind people to please fill out the emergency details on your phone, Samsung and Apple, so that you can put what medicine you're on, anything that's happening at the current time. It's just so if something does go wrong, first responders know how to get in there and they can contact your family. They can make sure that you're having they're not giving you the wrong medicine, which can make a difference. We're talking minutes can make a difference in some instances, and they don't want to give you the wrong thing. If they don't know, they can't give you. It's simple as that. If we can, I promise it's really easy to do. You just go to the health app, and on the right-hand side, it's medical ID. Just fill that information in. I promise it's really easy.
It is really easy.
Really easy.
I've done it.
And take 10 minutes to do it.
Yep.
And away you go. I got some people to do it last night. And also another interesting one was how many more airlines are actually letting you use Apple Wallet for your boarding pass. You just, because you just get your little barcode, there it is, bang, it's in there, and away you go. And then you just double tap your home button, and it brings up, you just choose your boarding pass. If you've already got your ANZ card in there, for example, or your Woolies card, you just choose your boarding pass, scan it, and you're in. See you later.
I've already got my Woolies card in there and stuff like that. I use my Woolies card all the time.
So, and Woolies is improving because a lot of their garages now, you don't have to scan it. It'll work with the
PayWave.
The PayWave, which it didn't do for a long time, but they've caught up with the software.
They're starting to catch up now.
Yeah, and when you think, how many garages it is, just drive around. So yeah, good on them. And even their shops, their shops have caught up now too, which it hadn't.
Yeah.
Because they'd updated their app and then made it a little bit harder to get the barcode.
Yeah.
And but now it's just tap and go.
Now it's really easy. So yeah, so that's it. It's coming along.
So don't forget, we have our show notes each week. When you go to aussiemaxzone.com.au and look for the show notes. With Spotify, we just search for Aussie Max Zone. We're on Apple News as Aussie Max Zone. Thanks to our sponsors this week being startnewcompany.com.au and aussietechradio.com. And more importantly, thank you to you, our listeners.
Yes, absolutely.
And over to you, Zarn.
Thanks, listeners. Thanks, watchers on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks to Aussie Tech Heads. We start a new company. Thanks to Timothy, because we mentioned him today, for making
absolutely.
our new song intro. And remember, everyone, an apple a day keeps the androids away. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.